Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Welcome to Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is going to be a dual review, a dual live review. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, the fallout to Money in the Bank, and immediately afterwards, we will get into Chapter 1 of The Undertaker's Last Ride documentary series, mini documentary series, 5-parter. We had part 1 last night, as a matter of fact, immediately after Money in the Bank. I decided to do a review on that tonight instead of doing it at Money in the Bank because I wanted to get that review out to you as soon as possible. But I'm not going to spend too much time on Raw. Just so you know, didn't enjoy the show. Thought it was hell to get through, but I got through it because I knew y'all would want my opinion on it. We're going to get to this Raw review, get out the way, and spend most of the time talking about The Undertaker's documentary. So if this is the first time you're watching me, and you like what I have to say, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell like Shayna told you. Click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Or I'ma tell her that y'all not following what she said. Shayna means every word she says. Every word. Also, if you want to help expand the brand, you can do the following. First thing you can do is like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at VX1, Alyx's World. Also give me a follow on Instagram. Check out the subreddit, The Wrestling Safe Space. You can also email me at just Alyx'sWorld@gmail.com. Most importantly, you can donate using PayPal, Patreon. Super Chats are officially on. You can donate right now and get your Super Chat mentioned during the podcast. All Super Chats will be shown live, and you will get a certain melody played next to it. Also, don't forget, buy yourself a t-shirt, or else you got the old school Deluxe Man t-shirt as well as the new school Alyx's World shirts. You can get them right now at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Links to them both are down below. When I am done with everything I have to say, I will be going to the live chat. So give me your thoughts in the live chat, if you will. We got Malik Hiltz, Adam Ritter, The Phenomenal WWE, AJ Envoy, Tino YT, Kyle Hernsberger, Joseph Winters, Chase Games, Young Deku, Y2 Jericho. We got the moderators in the house. We got Elias Ademi. We got Ultra Shadow 97. I believe we have Firestar Hart. I'm not too sure. Got Aaron Sherwood, KB Brown, Melvin Jackson. Yeah, we do have Firestar Hart. We got the Super Chat champ, Victor Velasco. Yo Mama Aho. Okay. That's an interesting YouTube name. Michelle Velez. King Switchblade. A Man of Culture. Daniel Adkins. And Phantasmo. If I don't say your names, not because I hate you. Thank you all for joining me. I'm glad to see you all here. Just so you know, I don't know if I can continue doing these Raw reviews. Not because I can't. I physically can. I'm just at that point now where watching Raw is it's always been a chore, but more than ever, it's like, goddamn, I'm not getting paid enough to do this job. It's a job that I'm not getting paid enough to do. So I look forward to seeing what you have to say about that. But let's not waste any more time. Let's just knock this out of the park. Let's just knock it out. Raw sucked tonight. I don't care what people are saying about Becky Lynch, and I'll talk about Becky in just a second. As the overall show, it sucked. Becky aside, honestly, I can say Becky dodged a bullet. because she doesn't have to suffer being on this goddamn show anymore. But aside from what we heard from Becky's announcement and the new women's champ, as you can tell right here, 3 hours of Raw is, it's so hard, and I don't blame people for not watching. I see the ratings dropping every single week. You know what? With the quality of this show, the way it is, I hope it continues to fall. I want these numbers to hit as low as they can go. Because WWE needs to change. The quality of these shows are horrible. Just downright disgustingly bad. And the only people watching them are hardcore fans like me. People who have YouTube channels that just want to talk about it. And the people who, no offense, I love y'all, and I say this is a wrestling safe space, but let's be real. We're not going anywhere. We're hardcore fans. We'll make excuses to continue watching, while the rest of the world looks at us like we're crazy for watching it. Even wrestling fans that stopped watching look at us like we're crazy. Because it's not what it used to be. And it's getting worse. But I still have an audience. I still have a YouTube channel. So until people stop watching these reviews, like seriously, until Raw reviews stop getting the most viewed views for me on my channel, I have to continue doing this. It's all your fault. No, it's not. It's not your fault. I'm making a decision. I am making the conscious choice to put myself through 3 hours of Raw to do this review. So I hope you sit through what I have to say. I'm going to go through it as fast as possible, and I promise you we'll get to the Undertaker Last Ride review at the end. So let's talk about the big news that everyone has been losing their minds over. Becky Lynch is pregnant. She came out on Raw tonight to announce that she is no longer the Raw Women's Champion, and she will be taking time off to be a mother. Now, during this segment, Asuka came out, who won the Money in the Bank contract last night. And everyone just thought it was weird to see Asuka win the briefcase. Like, alright, that just came out of nowhere. I don't understand that call. Then it made all the sense in the world when she got in the ring and Becky revealed to Asuka, you didn't win the contract. You won the championship. They opened the briefcase to reveal the Raw Women's title. Interesting. That was a nice swerve. Look, this is beautiful. I'm happy for Becky. Like, real talk. What else is there for her to do? Like, if we just be honest with ourselves, what is Becky left to do? Nothing. She's done everything she can possibly do. So, yeah, she deserves to go be a mother. Matter of fact, if she decides to never come back, real talk.
Why you don't like Randy Orton and Edge tonight?
When did I say that? Did I say I didn't like Orton and Edge? I just said I didn't like the show overall. Guys, don't assume. Thank you for the donation, but don't assume. I didn't say I didn't like Orton and Edge. I had my issues with it, but sorry. After watching 3 hours of Raw, I'm very grumpy. So I'm not going to be Mr. Nice Guy. Just saying. Back to Becky. Jesus. Why would you assume that? Becky. If she decided she never wanted to do this again and just wanted to be a mother, I'd be cool with that.
If Kyrie is leaving soon, we might as well have Asuka and Kyrie feud for the women's title. The story is right on their lap.
Maybe we turn Kyrie babyface? I think that would be great. I love that. This is the feud I wanted, actually. When I did the alternative booking for Becky and Asuka at Royal Rumble, I said they could do Kyrie and Asuka at WrestleMania. So we're going to get the feud. Sounds great to me. Anyways, Becky would be a great mother. She just seems to have that kind of spirit. You know, that fun-loving, happy-go-lucky, that kind of spirit you want in a mother. the inspirational, all unconditional loving kind of spirit. And it was good to see her have that moment with Asuka. Asuka was all emotional when she announced that she was pregnant, gave her a hug. And look, I'm not someone that is always happy to see WWE play up stuff like this for ratings. Oh, we gotta send her backstage to get greeted and supported and just applauded by the entire roster. Oh, the entire roster's got a compliment on it, and then we gotta use it for angles and stuff. Here's what I'm gonna say: if Becky's championship reign was ever gonna end, I don't really know a better way to end it. Well, there are other ways to end it, but if this is a way to end it without her, having to do anything too crazy and losing credibility, fine. I thought it was great. I thought it was a nice send-off for Becky for now. And congratulations. Congratulations to the man, and then the man's man, Seth Rollins, for the new child coming in. So that's my thoughts on that. Again, I don't think she has to come back. If she chooses to come back, sweet. But she's done it all. She's already stamped her Hall of Fame career if she really decided to not wrestle again. I mean, think about it. First ever woman. One of the first ever women to main event WrestleMania. That's a big deal. It's a really big deal. So, give me your thoughts about that below. Alright, I think that's the only thing that I actually, got any kind of emotional response from. That was just heartwarming. Everything else, let's just talk about this real quick. WWE has announced Super Chat.
I decide not to watch Raw tonight and this happens. Congrats to Asuka for winning the belt and congrats to Becky for becoming a mom.
For real. It's just congrats all around. I'm not going to say too much about Asuka being champion yet, because it just kind of started, and I mean, if I was going to give the belt to anybody, I guess it would be Asuka, because she's literally the best thing in that division outside of Becky. So yeah. But I still don't know, is she a heel? Are we turning her face? What are we doing with her? So I'll reserve my opinions on Asuka being champion until I see what they do with her. Oh, and by the way, isn't this her Grand Slam champ run? Let me see, she won the NXT Women's title, the Tag Team titles, the Raw. Yeah! Asuka's a Grand Slam champ! Yeah, Raw, SmackDown, Tag, and NXT. She's won all the belts. One of the only two? Three. No, two, because Sasha hasn't touched the SmackDown title. So, two. Bayley and Asuka. One of the only two to win every title there is to win. Congratulations to Asuka. That's really cool. Alright, so, what was I saying? WWE announced earlier that they're doing this thing called the brand to brand invitation, which is just another way of saying wild card rule. Yep, it's back. Starting next week, SmackDown and Raw superstars will be crossing over to battle other stars on different brands. SmackDown guys will be coming to Raw, Raw will be going to SmackDown, and perhaps they'll all be somehow going to NXT as well. WWE always does this. They always do this when the ratings hit a new record low. Because last week's Raw got a 1.6. Well, it actually hit a 1.5 in the third hour, but overall 1.6. This doesn't solve anything. Your talent aren't the problem. Oh, we don't have any stars on Raw. Whose fault is that? These past few decades, you could have actually created some new stars, but you chose not to. You chose not to. So now you're stuck out. But your talents aren't the problem. Your shows suck. It doesn't matter who you have on the shows. Edge and Orton couldn't save the show. Edge and Orton are two of the greatest of all time, and they couldn't save the show.
What about Iconic's return? Do you like it?
Boy, wait. Thank you for your donations, but wait. We'll get to them in just a second. Hold your horses, Sam. Hold your horses. Go with me. I have other things to talk about. We'll get to that in just a second. Damn. Hold your horses, man. I'm just not in a good mood. Thank you for the donation, but man, just wait. Anyways, yeah, the shows suck. The shows are garbage. And it doesn't matter who's on it. You can have Austin and Rock on these shows. I would end up hating The Rock and Austin if they were on these shows. You can't fix crap. Crap is crap. So unless we do a complete overhaul on your production of these shows, doesn't really matter who's on it. You're just oversaturating your talent. Now we get to see Charlotte on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Because that's exactly what we need to see, right? Also, think about this. You just lost Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns. Two of your top stars. I guess when you lose your two top stars, well, you also don't have Ronda Rousey, so 3. When you lose 3 of your biggest names as of right now, I guess you kind of have to do a brand-to-brand invitation. You kind of have no choice. I just think it's kind of sad that you put yourself in this corner. You put yourself here. Your divisions all suck. All of them. On both brands, except for NXT. Raw and SmackDown, your divisions suck. And you put yourself in a corner to where you probably have no choice but to do a brand-to-brand invitation or wild card rule again. Still, doesn't make any sense to me, and I think it's going to kill your brand extension. Why do it? Every time you do it, it makes me question why even have a brand extension. Just get rid of it. Just drop it. Get rid of all the belts. Have one women's title. Have one world champ. Have one set of tag champs. Keep the women's tag titles if you want to. Keep the IC and keep the US. If you're going to get rid of the brand extension, if you just want to keep having these guys cross over, just drop the brand extension. Just drop it and just go back to one set of belts. Bobby Lashley took on Humberto Carrillo in a no disqualification match because Bobby Lashley got DQ'd last week. I guess, doesn't matter. Lashley beat him. He won by submission with the full Nelson. We see Bobby Lashley, after he beats Humberto, go backstage to meet MVP. MVP, his former Beatdown Clan manager, his associate, tells him, "You're still here mentally. The last time you got a world title match was 2007, 13 years ago, because you weren't a main event player here, and you're still stuck. But I can get you out of that. I can help you. I can help you be a main event player like I did in TNA." He didn't say that, but eventually we see Lana come in, and MVP's like, "When your husband is done playing mid-card, tell him to come to me for a real manager." And Lana just starts screaming, "How dare you!" So yeah, you know where this is going. They're gonna break up, and Lana's gonna go to obscurity and probably be released like her husband. Oops. Later on in the night, they did some kind of a 6-man tag where R-Truth was Pretty Ricky. Some guy with fake teeth. It was stupid. It was Pretty Ricky, Ricochet, and Cedric taking on MVP and his associates, the jobbers. Was it Shane Thorne and that other guy that Vince likes? I don't even care. MVP's team lost. But after the match, Bobby Lashley comes out and attacks R-Truth. And then we see Lashley and MVP go, "Let's talk." They head backstage. So there you go. The Beatdown Clan. The Beatdown Clan is back in full effect. Well, it's starting back up again. Honestly, I'm happy about this. If they go all in with Bobby Lashley and MVP, I can buy Bobby Lashley being a world champ. Matter of fact, I hope that's where we go. I hope we go all the way with Bobby Lashley winning that title from Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, it would have to be while the audience is gone, but yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Lashley as world champ with MVP? All in with that. Now, if we can only get Apollo Crews in on the game. Look, this is wishful thinking, but we gotta also get Cedric and Ricochet. Bobby Lashley, Apollo Crews, Cedric and Ricochet. If we get that stable under MVP, I promise you, I will not miss a single episode of Raw. I will begrudgingly sit through horrendous content just to see them. I'm serious. I think that would be an awesome stable to do. And the right stable. We got the main event player, Bobby Lashley. We got the mid-card champ, U.S. champ, Apollo Crews. And we got a tag team. Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? We gotta do it, man. We gotta do it. It's the right thing to do. Oh, crap. We got footage of the Street Profits talking about a 2-on-2 basketball game against the Viking Raiders. This is one of the segments that made me almost turn this off. So they did some Harlem Globe. I can't even speak. This is how flustered I am. Harlem Globetrotters kind of thing where the Viking Raiders was taking on the goddamn Street Profits, and then the Vikings were like, "Oh my God, I don't know how to play basketball. I don't know how to play basketball. What's a basketball? The ball's fine. Check. Here you go. I checked the ball. It's great." Oh my God, it was so stupid. And then the goddamn Street Profits beat them 74-2. And then after they lost, then the Viking Raiders are all like, "Heh, we fooled you. Monstars!" And then they steal the abilities of goddamn Steph Curry and LeBron James all of a sudden, like in Space Jam. And then they start dunking on the they start dunking on the Street Profits. Like they fooled them. They've always known how to play basketball. And this is supposed to be funny. Shoot me. Shoot me. Please. Who in the right mind would think that is entertaining? Oh, never mind. Asuka is interviewed backstage about her victory, and it quickly turns into a celebration with Kairi Sane. They start dancing. They do the troll dance. The little troll dance. Aw, yeah. Angel Garza ends up being Akira Tozawa, and then we see Garza, Andrade, and Angel. I already say Angel. Who was it? Who was the other guy? Austin Theory. Angel Garza, Austin Theory, Andrade. The 3 A's. They are arguing, and Zelina's all like, stop fighting. And then here comes Drew McIntyre, who proceeds to Claymore kick Austin and Angel, and then has a match with Andrade where he beats him. Why are we doing this stable? What's the purpose of Andrade, Angel, and Austin? Are they just jobbers? Are they the new 3MB? Because I see Los Ingobernables, but they're being booked like 3MB. They haven't won a single match as a stable. I don't think they have. Holy crap! They have been booked like crap. Like serious crap. That's just horrible, y'all. That's horrible. What are we doing? What are they doing with this? These guys should be running. They should be running amok in the mid-card division. But no, I forgot who we're dealing with here. This is Vince McMahon's show, and he doesn't think these guys are worth the time or the effort. Imagine if they were in NXT. Oh my goodness, if they were in NXT. Boy, different story all around. All right. McIntyre cuts a promo after he beats Andrade. He has a couple of things to say. Number one, his match against Seth Rollins last night was a hell of a fight, and Seth brought it, but he's still the champ, and you kept setting him up, and he'll keep knocking him down. He's basically saying, just keep him coming. He then talks about who he's going to fight next week. It's going to be the ratings breaking all-star main event between
Angel literally just beat Akira tonight, remember?
Did they win as a stable, as in a 3-man team? And yeah, of course they're gonna beat Akira Tozawa. I guess if you count singles matches, I guess they have won. But in terms of like a stable as a team, yeah, as individuals, yeah, Angel Garza has won all his matches as a singles comparator so far, I think. But as like a stable, they haven't won a single match. That's my thing. But all right, whatever. I mean, I guess if you count singles matches, I guess they have won matches. But Akira Tozawa, really? Yeah, he's a star now. Let's go there. I really am grumpy today, y'all. I'm just grumpy. Lord. What was I talking about? Oh, the All-Star match next week. The main event of next week's show is going to be Drew McIntyre and King Corbin. That's sure gonna make people watch next week. Oh, I can't wait for that match. No way in hell am I watching that match next week. I might end up skipping Raw. Like, seriously, guys, if y'all just stop watching Raw altogether, that would be great. Because I don't have to do these reviews anymore. That'd be really good. That'd be really good. King Corbin and Drew McIntyre. Oh my God. Like, what in God's name makes anyone think that that's a match that's worth watching? Someone shoot me, please. Lord have mercy. We got a moment of bliss with the Iconics. Iconic! That's right. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce came back. And then they had a match with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And they beat them. Clean. And like my boy Samoa Joe in commentary, new champs! No, they're not new champs. They should be. I mean, if you beat the champions clean, you should be new champs. Period. That's how I feel. If a champion loses clean, as in no interference, just straight up, you should not be champion anymore. Done. Period. End of story. The champions lost clean tonight, but I guess that means they get a title shot now? Whatever. Look, I'm happy to see Peyton Royce. Billie Kay is cute too, but Peyton Royce, that's wifey material. Yes, I know she's taken. Yes, I know she has a perfect 10 of a husband. But I'm just saying, she's wifey material. Let's see here. What's next? I don't even remember what happened next. Isn't this when we got the interview backstage with Rey Mysterio? And then we see Seth Rollins come up and he is... I had no idea what the hell. He just looks like he's gone. Like he's just dazed and confused. His hair's all messed up. Like a goddamn zombie. He's just walking around emotionless. Yeah, that's gonna lead to something. Actually, one of the best things about the night. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's see here. I want to be sure I cover everything else. Jinder Mahal was on the show. He says he's honored to be back on Raw and talks about how happy he is to see his pal McIntyre win the title. He says he deserves to be respected by the entire universe, and he's going to have a hero's journey back to the top. So it's a pseudo babyface run. This is one of those, we're going to pretend he's a face, only for him to turn heel on McIntyre later on. Okay, whatever. Just get this over with, quite frankly. Oh, Shayna Baszler was on the show. Yeah, the same one I did the intro. Yeah, Shayna Baszler is folding towels backstage when Charlie Caruso rolls up. She asks, how stupid you have to be to get knocked up when you're the champ, and says that 10 out of 10 mothers will try to convince you that pregnancy didn't ruin their careers. And you're trying to tell her that Becky Lynch is going to throw away the longest reign in Raw Women's Championship history for some parasite? She went in. She even said the kid's gonna suck. Shayna Baszler is Mrs. Screw Your Kids. Them kids. I love it. It's so good. She had the match with Natalya, who confronted her backstage. Now he's all like, how dare you disrespect Becky? You got some nerve to talk about Becky. She's gonna be a great mom. And Shayna's like, Natalya, shut the hell up. You can't even have a kid. so chill. And then she proceeds to beat Natalya in the match. Awesome. There you go. That's how you be a heel. That's great. That's great work. They did some preview for Undertaker's documentary. AJ Styles is watching it, and then he throws the popcorn at the screen. Don't know why he sat down to watch it to begin with, but all right. We got a tag match. Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio taking on Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins. So, throughout this match, Seth Rollins was on the apron, dazed and confused, looking at nothing, just staring off into space like a deer in the headlights, and, messed up hair and everything like that. The match is happening. Buddy Murphy is taking them on. Handicap match. And then all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio goes for a 619. Rollins attacks Rey. And the referee disqualifies him. What the hell? What kind of a disqualification was that? That was a lame, stupid DQ. Really was. Just a lame, stupid-ass DQ finish. Now, outside of that, what happened at the end, that's different. So, Rollins is beating up Rey Mysterio. And then Rollins proceeds to grab Rey by his face, drag him over to the steel steps, and then jams his eye into the edge of the steel steps. Just really just jams it in there. And then as he's jamming it, he sees his eyes go cross-eyed. Like the Undertaker. Rest in peace. And then he's doing it. And then you see blood on the edge. You're like, oh crap. And then you see the paramedics come out. And then you see Seth Rollins go back into his zombie state. And now he's walking up the ramp. And then he goes, worship me. Worship me. He didn't say that, but that's how he basically did that. He closed his eyes like, I can feel your energy. It gives you focus. Makes you stronger. If you know what the reference is, we can be friends. Backstage, we see Rey Mysterio getting help from paramedics. But then Rollins comes up and he's all like, what the hell just happened to Rey Mysterio? Like he didn't know what he just did. Like, did I do that? Did I do that? Black lost his mind like, you son of a bitch, you son of a bitch, you son of a... I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. And then Buddy Murphy gets in the way, and they blah, 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 blah. Rollins gets out of there. Yeah, he gets the hell out of the way. Yeah, interesting development. So we're doing a feud between Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins. Okay. I don't think... Have they actually had a feud before? Is this their first feud? This will be their first feud. Okay. Let's see where it goes. Now, Rey's going to have a patch over his eye. That's going to be interesting. But I look forward to seeing what they do. I'm very interested. I am all in with Rey and Seth Rollins. The thing is, how the hell did Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black survive that jump? Okay, yes, I know they didn't really get tossed off the roof of the Money in the Bank match. Apparently, they hit the second floor. They didn't really hit the bottom of the goddamn pavement, the skyscraper. They hit a safer place below. By the way, if you actually watch the match, you can see the crash pad. You can actually view the crash pad on the outside of where they were fighting. Moving on. What's next? Is Street Profits. You talked about that already. Is this where we get to Edge and Orton? Yeah, Edge and Orton. So, at the end of the show, they hyped up Edge and Orton being the main event. Oh, and Baron Corbin was on the show too. Do you care? Good, because I don't. Edge and Orton main event the show. Edge comes out and says, I don't want to fight Orton. We're done. We're pretty much, over with. We basically finished our feud at WrestleMania. I beat him fair and square. Our story's done. I now want to fight someone else. There's other people on the roster that I can be fighting. I agree, Edge. But here comes Orton. Orton first comes out and he goes, you know what? You're the better man. Congratulations. Goes to walk away, then turns around and he goes, psych! Look here. You might have been the better man. Last man standing at WrestleMania. But were you the better wrestler? Oh, you can't be a wrestler in a last man standing match. So guess what? I'm now challenging you to a wrestling match, a regular match at Backlash. And I don't think you can handle it because you haven't had a wrestling match in over 9 years. So although you went 40 minutes with me in a match that's actually worse and takes a lot more out of you than an actual wrestling match, that doesn't matter. I don't think you can have a good wrestling match with me. Yeah. So what do you say, Edge? And Edge just sat there like, oh my god, although I had a 40-minute last man standing match, I don't know I can wrestle an actual regular match. Oh my god, what am I doing? I don't think I can do it, guys. Can I have a match? And then here comes Charlie Caruso. I swear to God, this is exactly what she said. Well, if Edge accepts this match, try this again. Well, if Edge accepts, I can't speak English. Well, if Edge accepts this match, thank you. If Edge accepts this match, it will be the greatest wrestling match ever. Bitch, what the fuck? Are you for real right now? Did you really just say that Edge and Orton will have the greatest wrestling match ever? Better than Taker and Michaels? Better than Angle and Michaels? Better than Austin and Brett? Better than Rock and Austin? Better than Hogan and Andre? Are you fucking serious right now? Are you fucking high? What kind of bullshit is that? Do me a favor. You saw what Ray and Alistair did? I want you to copy it. For real, man. Like, what? Is that the tag? Is that the actual tagline of this match? Edge versus Orton, the greatest wrestling match ever. The greatest wrestling match ever. Like, y'all couldn't just let it be Edge versus Orton. That was all it needed to be. But then you went ahead and added the tagline, the greatest wrestling match ever. Like, for real. What? Okay. Way to oversell it. I mean, that's what Vince does. That's what WWE does. They oversell things to a point where fans just end up hating it. Now, I feel bad for Edge and Orton. Already. I can already tell people are going to hate this match because now that you call it the greatest wrestling match ever, you just called it the greatest wrestling match ever. So now I'm going to be comparing it to Austin versus Brett, to Shawn versus Taker, to Okada versus Omega, to Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. All these classics. You're telling me that this match is going to break Dave Meltzer's scale and get a 10-star rating. I think we're done with Raw. We're just gonna move on. That's it. We're done with Raw. We're just done with Raw. We're done with it. Okay? We're good. Let's move on to something I actually want to talk about, because this show is gonna be the death of me. The show sucked. It's garbage. Why do you watch it every week? I get why you're watching it. I'm not gonna be that asshole. I'm just grumpy, y'all. I'm grumpy. This is what happens to me when I watch Raw. Do you like this side of me? Do you really enjoy this side of me? I don't know why you would. Why would you? Because this is garbage, man. This show sucks. But I do it for you. I watch it for you, so I hope you enjoyed this review. Let's talk about something I actually do want to talk about. And that is the Undertaker's Last Ride documentary. Chapter 1 premiered last night after Money in the Bank. And I think we're going to do Chapter 2 next Sunday, and it's going to be a 5-part series, so throughout the month of May. What is this leading to? Apparently, it's going to hype up Taker's last match, which should be happening, honestly, it should happen at Survivor Series, but sometime this year. I mean, if we're actually going there, we're actually talking about this being the last ride, then yeah, we need to go ahead and end this. We'll talk about what was said in the podcast, in the documentary, what was said in the documentary, I'm so used to saying podcast. We'll break down all the tidbits, but there is one question I do want to ask you before we get started. If Taker was to have his final match this year, like this is it, he was to end it this year, who would be a worthy opponent? That's my question to you. Who would be Taker's last opponent? Do you give it to someone like an Aleister Black or an AJ Styles? Do you give that to a man, to someone nowadays who really isn't as credible or of the status of Taker? Perhaps you have Taker put them over? Because that seems to be the right thing to do, in my personal opinion. Or, and I thought about this as well, do you bring in a legend? Do you bring in a Rock? Do you bring in a Triple H? Do you bring in, I mean, Shawn Michaels came back in Saudi Arabia. Maybe he would do one more for Taker. Probably not. Or, do you bring in Sting? Hell, that would be a hell of a match to end on. What a retirement match that would be. And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord.
Undertaker is my favorite wrestler. The documentary almost made me cry.
It was a tearjerker for sure. We'll get into the details in just a second, but that's just something to think about. I'm curious to know what you will have to say in the comments. Who would you have Taker's final match be against? Just to kind of give you my answer. If it's not Sting, it might just have to be Lesnar again, right? The guy who ended the streak. You kinda have to give him Lesnar. That just makes the most sense. You beat the guy who ended your streak. That's how you end your career. By defeating the guy that took away the one thing that you're known for. That just seems too perfect. You can also do Kane. His brother Kane. Nah. It's either gotta be Sting or Lesnar. That just seems to be the only two people, in my opinion, worthy enough to be Taker's last match. If you're not gonna do Shawn Michaels, I'm pretty sure they won't, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't see anyone else being worthy of being Taker's last opponent. Because I don't see them pushing anyone else to be stars. There is no one else. Yeah, there's no one else on the roster right now who is anywhere close to carrying that moniker. Nowhere. No one. That's just how I see it. So, give me your thoughts about that. Let's talk about this, man. Just my overall thoughts on the entire episode, the Chapter 1 episode. If I was to say this might be the best documentary the WWE has ever done, would you guys say I'm overhyping it? Would you guys say that I'm going too far? Well, if you do, I don't care. Within episode 1, I haven't even seen episodes 2 to 5 yet, but after watching episode 1, I am already convinced this is the best documentary the WWE has ever produced. Period. I already knew this was going to be good. I already knew from the preview this was going to be an excellent documentary. Excellent.
Will you review Dark Side of the Ring of Owen Hart in 2 weeks?
The plan is to review the show. Yes. We'll talk about that when we get to it, though. I do want to focus on Taker here, if you don't mind. Thank you for your donation. What was I talking about? Yeah. The show, the documentary I already knew was going to be good. But, shoot. I think it exceeded my expectations. They gave this the best production the company could offer. And in my opinion, this alone is worth the $9.99. If they didn't have anything else on the network outside the pay-per-views, outside of the old content from the past and stuff like that from WCW and Raw and on pay-per-views and blah, 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 blah. If they didn't have anything else, this alone is worth the $9.99 a month. This alone. They didn't sugarcoat anything. They didn't sugarcoat a single thing about the last few years when it comes to The Undertaker, about Mark Calloway. And I don't see it having a happy ending either. It doesn't seem like it's going to have a happy ending. So, the first episode, we see Taker just being blunt and honest. The first question he asked, what the hell happened to me? That's the first thing he asked. What happened to me? He opens up about his insecurities in his older age, man. He missed being the tough SOB he was known to be back in the day. I mean, that's just it, man. You get older, you get weaker.
Is it loyalty or real Taker fine with streak ending?
Are you asking me, is Taker actually fine with the streak ending, or is he just being loyal to the company? If that's what you're asking. I would think if Taker had his way, he would not have ended the streak, but I guess his logic was, if it's gonna end, I guess it would be good to have Brock be the guy to do it so you can do some business with him. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like if it was me, it would have never ended. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, Father Time beats everybody, even The Undertaker. He talks about how he's largely unhappy with his matches since losing to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. I'm not going to lie, I'm right there with him. I have not been at all happy with any of his WrestleMania matches since he lost to Brock Lesnar. His match with Bray Wyatt is forgettable. His match with Shane was very underwhelming. His match with Roman Reigns still pisses me off. Burn that match. Burn it. And never, ever, ever in your lives bring it back up. Burn that match. He talks about how his confidence has been destroyed at certain points. And he lives in pain every day. Every day. Thanks to taking a beat. Just for taking a beating throughout his career. He's been doing this for how many decades? Coming up to 4 decades. He's been going 4 decades with this thing. That's going to catch up to you. That's a lot of years of you punishing your body. It's a lot of years. But even though he's hurt, he can barely walk, the man's in pain, and his performance has waned. Despite all of this, he can't bring himself to just walk away yet. He can't leave. Taker said he doesn't feel the need to leave. He doesn't feel like it's the right time to leave. And he wants to go out on his own shield. He even said, look, if I can't have the ending that I want, then I guess I'll just ride this thing until the wheels fall off. I'll keep going until I can't go no more. As long as I can breathe and walk, I'll continue to wrestle. Now, there's something to be said about going out on your own terms. Is part of the reason why Edge coming back meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to a lot of you. It was a very special moment. Because Edge was told 9 years ago you would never wrestle again. And then he came back and said, no, I choose when I stop wrestling. We should show Taker that same respect, but man, like, if you know that your talent is not the same it used to be, your matches are sucking, you're in pain, you can barely walk, like man, you're not the Taker that you used to be, and he knows that. But that's what makes this special. That's what makes this documentary all the more special, because it explores that question. What is it going to take? What is it going to take for Taker to just call it a day? You know? Why is it that Mark Calloway, is so quick to answer the call whenever WWE calls him? Whenever Vince wants him to come and wrestle, yeah, I'll be there. Why? You don't need to prove anything, man. You got close to 4, but 3 decades of legendary status that you can just write off of. You don't need to do it anymore, man. You don't need to do it no more. No more. But he keeps going back. He can't stop. Even through all the multiple surgeries, the injuries, the man got injections in his legs. He talked about this. They showed the actual footage of him getting injections in his leg for his match with Roman Reigns, so he can get through the match. Because he is in so much pain, he has to get injections to numb the pain so he can wrestle. That's how much pain he's in, guys. And then we see him talking to all these legends, and they all ask him, how you feel? He's honest about it. I feel like shit. Like, motherfucker. Like, god damn. I get that he loves the business, and man, do I appreciate him for that. Do I have all the respect in the world for him for that. But god damn, man, I don't want you to die. Like, that's the last thing I want you to do. He talks about how he wants the audience thinking, this guy's got a lot left in the tank. And if he can leave with that, he'll be content. He can walk away. He can walk away saying he could have kept on going. Not, yeah, you should have called it a long time ago. He then says immediately after that, I say that, but I've been saying it for a long time. He's been saying it for a very long time, for a couple of years now. I want to leave them thinking, I got a lot more left in the tank, and I could have kept on going, but I chose to go out on top. Like Shawn Michaels, right? Because that was Shawn Michaels. He went out on top. Shawn can still go. Shawn can still go if he wanted to. But he went out on top. Taker wants to say that. But it might be too late. It might be too late. Look, I don't want it to seem like that this was all doom and gloom. There were a couple of heartwarming moments. You know, you see him laughing backstage with all these legends. You can just tell people love him. It's a family environment. Well, for Taker. Everyone from Jim Cornette to Edge to Mick Foley to Vince, of course, to Triple H. They even showed a really cool moment where Triple H is talking to Taker before his WrestleMania 31 match. And we see Taker just mentally worn down. And Triple H goes up to him like, dude, you're the fucking Undertaker. You go out there and you show them who the fuck you are. Remember who the hell you are. You're the goddamn Undertaker. One of the greatest of all time. Motivated him. Triple H, man, like he's an awesome motivational speaker. He could get me into it for real, for real. Well, yeah, like it's not all doom and gloom, but it's kind of hard to smile when you look at the situation as it is. They talk about his match with Lesnar. We've already discussed this during the first Undertaker documentary. Undertaker special where he did the interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He talked about this. But he talks about how he doesn't remember a single thing about his match with Lesnar. He got a concussion during that match, and it wiped out his entire memory of that day. He doesn't remember losing the streak. And I can see people in the live chat going, well, I guess that means the streak didn't end, did it? Well, guys, if Lesnar didn't end it, that means Roman Reigns ended it. Sorry, I hate to be that guy to tell you, but Taker already lost twice at WrestleMania. The mystique is gone. It's gone. It's gone, guys. I'm sorry. I hate it too, but that's it. They had it. They ended it. They had it end. You can say it was the right decision or not, but I don't think it should have ended it. It should not have ended. You could have still booked Lesnar as a beast. But all right. Oh man, that's sad. Every time I hear about Taker losing his memory, it really just. I'm not gonna say it's a tearjerker, but that's just hard. Then they talk about his match with Roman Reigns. Many believe WrestleMania 33 would be his final match. They even, did the whole hat, gloves, jacket, middle of the ring, him going away, fist in the air. They made it seem like it was his last match. But unfortunately, it wasn't. We all know it wasn't. Because he wasn't happy with that match. He hated the match. He hated that match. I hated the match. You hated the match. I can't go back and watch it. It's one of the worst main events in WrestleMania history. That wasn't Taker. That was not the Taker. That was not the Taker I grew up with. It wasn't the Taker for us either. And for him, it was not the way he wanted to go out. He did not want to go out on that sword. And look, man, Jesus Christ. I get it. I get that professional pride and all that, but man, if that's not going to be it, then what is it going to be? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. I just feel like, for me personally, other than his match with AJ at WrestleMania 36, the Boneyard match, which was freaking outstanding, by the way. That wasn't even a match, it was a cinematic, but it was awesome. That's the best he's looked in years. That's the best Taker has looked in such a long time. But outside of that, man, I don't... What other match he could have ended on? And Taker coming back, that took the heat off of Roman. Because Roman was, at one point, the most hated man in WWE history. Well, at least that year. He was hated by everybody because he's the guy that retired the Undertaker. And then they took it away from him. Well, John Cena took it away from him. John Cena said, oh, you're the guy that retired Undertaker, right? Psych, bitch. He's unretired now. Suck it. John Cena screwed Roman Reigns. Just suck it. Anyways, yeah. He couldn't just end it there. He pulled a Ric Flair. Ric Flair had the perfect retirement match in 2008 against Shawn Michaels. Had to come back and wrestle in TNA. Couldn't just go away. That's sad. It's sad. I just appreciate how honest this documentary was. At any point in time, they could have fabricated the story, told some things out of order or in a way that's just not how it's supposed to be told. But no, they were just open and honest about it. And to hear Taker go, I'm not happy with my career. I'm hurt. I myself am disappointed. I myself am disappointed in my work. Wow. Jesus, man, that's sad. It's sad. I can't recommend this. I can't recommend this more than I am now. This is a must see. It is a must see. It is essential. If you're a wrestling fan, not a WWE fan, if you're a wrestling fan, you need to watch this. This is a recommended documentary for all wrestling fans. I'm sorry, like I don't see how anyone would not want to watch this. This is why people are wrestling fans. This is the kind of stuff that makes you proud. So watch it. Like, I get it. WWE's Raw and SmackDown episodes, the shows nowadays are awful. But when WWE does stuff like this, you're quickly reminded that you guys can still do it. You guys can still produce great shows. You can still create stars. You can still do this. You just have to want to. You get me? But yeah, go watch it. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. As soon as this is over with, go watch it. The episode 1 is on the network. Episode 2 is coming this Sunday. There will be a review of episode 2. I'll do one that night, actually. I'll probably be up there that very night to do a review on it. And then I think that one's going to talk about, I don't know what that one's talking about. I know they have to talk about his match with Goldberg. That's going to get an episode. We got to talk about his Boneyard match with AJ Styles. That's getting an episode. So, are we talking about his match with Cena? I guess. Like, all right. Yeah, outstanding. I'm already in. I'm already invested. And I think this might be the best piece of work that WWE has done ever in terms of documentaries. So that's my thoughts, guys. Give me your thoughts. We're going to the live chat. Live chat, signed off. Sound off on what you have to say about this documentary. How many likes do we have? We got a couple hundred people in here. That's pretty good. Let's get some likes here. I want to see some likes. Melvin Jackson says WWE is depressing. King Gamer says they're like a dying WCW. For real. Young Deku, Bray should be his opponent in a Firefly Boneyard match. The Fiend? Ooh, that's not bad. The Fiend beats Taker in his final match. Redemption for the WrestleMania match, right? Not bad. I'm actually okay with that. AJ Envoy, the whole idea of WWE's face of the company never being a heel is idiotic. I mean, it is. Because I think Triple H could easily be the face of a company if they wanted him to. AJ Styles threw popcorn at the TV because, ooh, look at that. Alex Williams, Triple H waiting for Taker after he left the ring at WrestleMania 33 made me tear up. That was a very emotional moment because you knew Taker was hurting and you knew that this guy's done. You would think that he's done, but he wasn't. Vince called him back and he said, sure. Kevin Owens versus Taker. That's not it. That ain't it, bro. WWE is like a team that has all the Pro Bowlers, but still manages to go 7-9. Houston Texans. I don't know where that came from. Got allergies. God. Ajax. The Last Ride is WWE's equivalent to The Last Dance. Okay. What episode is The Last Dance? The Last Dance on? I'm waiting for it to be finished before I watch the whole thing, because I am going to watch the whole thing. Y2 Jericho. The more I think about it, the more I wouldn't mind Seth, the Messiah, versus the phenomenal one. Oh, AJ Styles. Excuse me. The Phenom. The Messiah versus the Phenom. Make him the biggest heel in the company on Taker's way out. I'm not against that, but I don't know. Taker versus Kane in a Boneyard style match. Seeing the first episode makes you realize exactly just how much you gotta cherish Undertaker. Everything this man has put himself through because of his love for the business is bar none to anybody. Well said, Firestar Heart. I agree, man. Spinosaurus. Undertaker should have retired after the end of an era match against Triple H. The perfect way to go out. I agree. I completely agree. It would be the perfect time for all three guys to retire, and that way the match would have lived up to its name. End of an era. It should have been the last match for all three. Well, yeah, for Taker and Triple H. It should have been. Let's see. Adam Ritter. How long will Becky be gone for, you think? Maybe be back next Mania? Nah, boy. She's going to have a baby. She ain't coming back for a while. Y'all say next year's Mania? I don't see her coming back for a while. Like, I'll give it a year or so. Like, at least, if not a year, 2 years. Guys, she doesn't have to come back at all. Because keep this in mind, she also wants to do movies. She wants to be a movie star. Why come back? She's done everything she should do. She has done it all, guys. Becky has done it all. Why come back? If Becky decides to leave, she's already a Hall of Famer. Dirk. Undertaker versus Asuka in an Extreme Rules match. Extreme Rules, Taker versus Asuka. You funny. Let's see here. Taker versus Samoa Joe. I would love that too, but nah. I would have a beer and a genuine conversation with Mark Calloway. Hell, I'd down a pack with him. I don't even drink beer, but I would drink one with Mark Calloway. I drink alcohol, but not beer. Taker ends Nia Jax's career. I see the True Fire 901. You trying to make me happy. You trying to make me do my happy dance. Stop that. AJ Envoy. The Rock has done it all. He has done it all. He has done it all. LOL. My bad. Wrong person. You're talking about Becky. Victor Allen Jones. Watch Adam. Isn't that the guy from what culture? Fantasy booking on how to retire the Undertaker. That was amazing. He's a great booker, by the way. He just knows how to book people. Really Taker has 3% ways to go out. The first being the end of an era. The second being defending Paul against Punk. Final one being the Boneyard match. Could have stopped there. It had no problem. Yeah. And the streak ending. But he kept coming back. Adam Ritter says, I'll take Liv Morgan. You can have Nia Jax. I will block you, sir. Don't play with me like that. Liv is mine. Mine! Sorry. Phantasmo. Or end it with Punk since that match was the most recognized match at WrestleMania 29. Seriously. Firestar Heart. Samoa Joe on commentary proves that he has a career outside of the ring for sure. Should he choose to stay in the business? Becky will be gone at least a year and a half, but she may not come back. She's not in her 20s. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all think that she's super young. Like, if she was Paige's age, okay, sure. If she was the age of Paige, I can see her coming back. But Becky is in her 30s. Guys, she's going to be a mother. If she does come back, she'll probably have, maybe one last run, a Shawn Michaels run, and then call it. But yeah, I don't see it. I love you, Alyx. You make my day. Thanks, man. Also, let me just apologize. I know I've been grumpy today during the podcast. I just want to apologize to Sam Peeble, and I'm apologizing to Aaron Sherwood as well. I kind of got snippy with you guys. That's what happens when I watch Raw. Honestly, no, I'm not even going to blame Raw. I'm just not having one of the best days, period. You know, I get snippy sometimes, and it comes out in a nasty way. I'm just letting you know right now, it's not because I hate you or I think you're horrible people. Just kind of going through it. I guess it's, the quarantine, the pressure of trying to keep the channel up. That's getting to me. Firestar Heart. Also considering Taker's getting calls with offers to work with these people. And Taker loves the suggestions that he gets. So he whips himself into the best shape he can and works dream matches. His schedule is ridiculous. I didn't talk about that. How his schedule requires him to go work. He works a WrestleMania match, and then he goes and gets the surgery. He goes and gets the surgery that requires him to heal for 69 months. He goes into a long ass labor for 69 months to heal, and then he goes right back into training for WrestleMania. That's been his life for the last 5 years. That's Taker's life, guys. Taker's life includes him training, WrestleMania, surgery to repair the injuries, labor, back to training. That's the cycle he goes through. That is Taker's life. Why? That is just sad. Greg Roybal, we really need another match with Taker and Shawn. Make it good this time. End it more on a positive note. Let's see here. Victor Allen Jones, he's the age of somebody's grandfather. Yeah, 556. Taker is old, man. Young Deku, it's okay. Everyone has their days. Yeah, I guess so. Firestar Heart, I'm happy for Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins as well. Hopefully they stay healthy through this pandemic. I'm serious. I hope Becky is good, man. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, Taker loves this business. Sneeze. Okay, never mind. Taker loves this business, which is why he keeps coming back when he doesn't need to. The phenomenal WWE says we need Taker versus Aleister Black. Wow. Okay. I see y'all. Let's do a couple of more, then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna bees out. Revoke your cool card, Deku. Wow. Y2 Jericho. Sad truth. Rousey got a better shot coming back than Becky does. Yeah, Rousey would probably be back before Becky. That's the sad part. Firestar Heart. When you hear that schedule he goes through, you think even more. Let that man enjoy his life. He's done it all, and he has nothing left to prove. For real, for real. His love for the business may be his downfall. That can be said about every single wrestler in WWE that loves this too much. Have not seen the Taker documentary, but I am so sick of Raw, I might stop watching and just watch AEW. Apex Gamer, we're all right there with you, buddy. Alright, last but not least, Alex Williams. I think we're building to AJ versus Taker 2. After we saw last night and on Raw tonight, I'm not mad at that, honestly. Hey, I guess that would be an okay match to do. But yeah, to the rest of you, leave all your thoughts in the comments down below. But thank you for watching. I will be back up here on Sunday to do part 2. I don't know if I'll be back up here to do a review on SmackDown. I'm not. Well, it is the fallout to Money in the Bank. Sure. Okay. All right. I'll be here on Wednesday as well to do an AEW and NXT review. I'll also do one on SmackDown, and then I'll do one more on Sunday. Next week, we'll see. I do it for the channel. I do it for you. But I'm getting sick and tired of these shows. They're just horrible, man. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking me out. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe. Also, check out my Money in the Bank review if you haven't already. This is Alyx. Just Alyx signing out right here in Alyx's World. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.